Hi, I'm Shantanu, and I build predictable revenue systems for ambitious B2B founders. And my mission is simple. I want to help founders build scalable systems that remove founder dependency and allow them to build a real business, not a stressful job which is disguised as one. So if you are a B2B founder who wants growth that doesn't collapse the moment you step away, then this is going to be relevant for you. And today I'm going to talk about Deals OS, a system which helps founders build predictable revenue without their dependency. So the hard truth is very uncomfortable. If your revenue depends on you, you don't have a business, you actually have a job. And usually, which is very painful because you would have no fixed hours, no predictability, and no real leverage. Most founders don't realize this until they try to step back and then they see that everything slows down or starts crumbling. And this is the reality of most B2B founders that the deals come in but not consistently. Some months feel great while others are stressful. We call it the feast and famine syndrome in businesses. Pipeline depends on your energy, your charisma, your relationships, and your direct involvement. And that's not scale, that's dependency. And what is the real problem? The real problem is not your effort, it's not your motivation. The real problem is that founders don't have a proper revenue system. They use tactics, they use hustles, and they have occasional wins. But what they don't have is an operating system that produces results and conversations every single month. Revenue is infrastructure. It's not about adding new sales representatives. It's not about hard work. It's not about motivation. It's not about the grind. It's infrastructure problem. Just like your finance has systems, just like your operations has different processes, sales, lead generation, and deal creation all need an operating system. And that's why I'm happy to introduce you with an operating system called Deals OS. It's a world-class outbound operating system designed to create consistent, qualified sales conversations without relying on the founder. This is not a hack. This is not a lead generation trick. It's revenue infrastructure. And what this Deals OS delivers is that it replaces chaos with control. Now you know exactly who you are speaking to. You know how conversations are generated. You know what is really driving your pipeline. And most importantly, you are no longer the system. So this system has multiple layers and every layer is important. And let me explain you the first layer, the targeting logic. Now here we define who we should speak to. We nail down your ideal customer profile. And when you have a clarity about ICP, then you know whom to avoid because time is money and we should not be talking to low level prospects, but we should only target high level prospects. You will also know how buying decisions are actually made, how a buyer think, how does he go about it. So we remove all the guesswork and eliminate the wasted effort. So number two layer is also important, and most outbound fails silently because most of these are ignored. These are the real foundations, which is the complete infrastructure setup. And Deals OS fixes that completely. We have a proper email warm up we do before we start the campaign. We have a clean domain setup. We also optimize the LinkedIn profile so that we ensure that your outreach doesn't get blocked, ignored, or flagged. And without this layer, nothing else works. Then comes the main part, which is the multi-channel outreach. So Deals OS uses a coordinated multi-channel approach, not two or three messages, but 7 to 8 thoughtful, spaced interactions. And they mimic our human behavior. We use a combination of LinkedIn, email, and phone in a way that modern buyers actually respond to. This is not spamming, this is sequencing. And layer number four is that Deals OS is not optimized for lead generation. This is the biggest mistake a lot of companies make. It is optimized for meetings with the real decision makers. So everything is properly tracked, everything is visible, and you know what's working and why it's working. And then what are the outcomes when you install this system? So when Deals OS is installed, founders experience something rare for the first time, which is calm. Now your pipeline becomes predictable. Your growth becomes intentional. And now the business can scale without you being in the center of everything. And our onboarding process is very simple. All you have to do is just fill up a structured form. Once you fill up the form, then we define the targeting internally. We assign you with an assistant, and the assistant follows a proper proven system. So no chaos, no micromanagement, just pure execution. And this is my core belief that great businesses, they don't rely on heroics, they rely on systems. And until your revenue is systemized, your growth will always feel very fragile. So if you are an ambitious B2B founder, if you are doing around 5 to 10 crores in revenue and you want to build a predictable revenue system without founder dependency, then Deals OS is just built for you. And this is not for everyone. This is not for a scrappy business who doesn't have some small investment to make. And this investment is so less that within a month you recover all the money back. So there is absolutely zero risk for the founder. If you like it, then please reach out to us and we will help you to install the Deals OS in your business. Thank you so much.